It helps for a city government to know that the library is capable of a lot of things. We're creative in the library. We like to find ways to get information to people in whatever way that might take shape. We have the resources and the training to make that possible in ways that is maybe more user-friendly. My name is Heidi Butler. I'm the local history specialist for the Capital Area District Libraries. We've been aware for a long time that not just Lansing, but a lot of our communities have an issue with managing municipal records. And so to take something like that's lived in a vault for 20 years that's only accessible to engineers, or to sort of shift that into the mindset of the more general user, I think is something that we can do in the library. What I love the most about this City Council Proceedings project is it's a pretty big scale, but it presents us with a great opportunity to have a case that we can share with other communities and show them, look what we've done. The City Council Proceedings is almost a century of print material in bound volumes mainly. This is a great and totally underused resource, and there's so much in here, just a real diversity of activities in the city over the years, that if there was some way that we could get that more available to the public, it would be, a wonderful resource.
I am Mansanjam, and currently I'm pursuing a degree in UX Research and Design in the School of Information. The City of Lansing and the library, they are digitizing their public records, so they have a lot of information which is spread out through many years. But the main problem here was that even though they have a lot of information, the users are not able to access it. The citizens of Lansing, they lack awareness about it. They don't know that there's so much of wealth in those records, and also they don't really find it relevant to their current lives. So the problem was to make this information more accessible to the citizens. Then after we met the users, we just realized that even if we achieve that, it won't really serve the purpose, because users are not even interested in engaging with the information as of now, and we need to develop that interest. So I think that's how it changed our direction. For this, we were pretty much inspired by the idea of Pokemon Go. To make this more relevant to the users, we thought of connecting it to the location of the Lansing itself. So our app Lansing is basically a metaphor which says, you have to explore the city. So it's like you're exploring the city through the public records. You're getting to know about the city through its history. A lot of users would still not know about this app, that it exists. So how do we create that connection? So from the interviews, we got to know that the streets were actually named after real people. So what we thought of was that we'll create these cutouts, these huge cutouts of the people who these street names were based on, and it will have a QR code. So they can just scan the QR code. It will lead them to a quiz about that street, and as they solve it, after that they will be prompted to download the app. So that would build their interest in it.
What's so great is to see the enthusiasm that the students that had no experience with the City of Lansing or the library system possibly, and to see how excited they are, and then bringing these technical tools that I've never thought of that, but immediately can see how it could flow into, we could take elements of it and integrate it into our day-to-day potentially. There were so many things that I was thinking, oh, we could collaborate with the library really quick on that, or that might take a little bit longer, but I know that's something that we can do. So yeah, no, I'm buzzing for sure. If we think about why do we want people to stay in Lansing and to stay in a city and be engaged in a city, if we can find new generations of being able to do that, I think that's going to help us from a local government standpoint, because it goes back to the why should I care, period. And I think taking something like what they were showing with their project, that would be a reason of why somebody should care about their city, period.
I mean, I'm really optimistic that just the awareness alone that this stuff exists will come out of this, and then it's kind of goes from there. What will people do with it? Somebody could learn from an app why a street in Lansing was named the way it was, and I think often people just don't slow down and even think about that, and to take a minute and say, oh, here is the point in the city council proceedings where it used to be called Fifth Avenue and now it's changed to Lorene Street because the developer's wife's name was Lorene. You know, those little stories that I think are personally meaningful, but that are living in the midst of, you know, a million pages of city council proceedings. I think that's a great way to draw people in. The vibe that they all presented was one of really kind of making something good out of all this, which, you know, when you look at the physical item, it's just a bunch of words on paper and it's kind of boring, but there's so much in there that I guess we already knew the potential of it, but they kind of made it come to life. And I just really love that. And so I think, you know, that's something I want to try and make sure that we're always focused on that going forward.